How was your day yesterday? Well, my day was great so far. On the grind as always. Out here using my able body and using my ambitious self. I hope your week has been great so far. I know we were hammered in with a snowstorm. Some places 30, some places 50, some places 60 centimeter and all. Happy Wednesday. Believe in yourself and all that you are know, okay, that you are know that there is something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle. So big up yourself on this happy Wednesday, or in this Wednesday. Almost payday, yay, yay, yay. So keep it going until the end of the week. Now guys, there's a lot of things happening on the internet, but we kind of stay away from certain things on the internet. Now guys, when we unpack these kind of stories, if we don't know the truth, we say allegedly. We don't go around and make stories up on anyone. Whatever story we come and talk about, any content that we come and talk about, it's right here in the paper. So we always can go to our resources. Nevertheless, people, when you see that we do come and talk about stories, then you know it's rather troubling and disturbing. So we have to lend an ear and say, guys, look it. Somebody is in the community behaving barbaric and savage. Now, remember in the past, I said to you guys, if you don't die by natural causes, die from accidents or anything of that sort, look out for a family member, a friend, someone you eat with, someone you sleep with, someone in your corner, have their hand in your death. So this story is disturbing and troubling, but we're not surprised. We know that children are killing parents, parents are killing children, family members against each other. We know that nowadays there's no brotherly love, sisterly love, especially in many communities. So at this point in time, guys, I just want to come and unveil the story all the way in Florida. I would rather say St. Louis County. Its sheriff is on this case, and this guy is a Florida truck driver. So let's unpack the story. A Florida truck driver who was found behaving erratically in the middle of the road, with witnesses saying he was lying on the ground and rolling around, turned out to be a murderer. According to the police, cops say the trucker killed his cousin and stuffed the man's body in a compartment underneath his truck sleeper area in the back. All right. He basically just stated he was taking a breather, said Lucy County Sheriff Richard Del Torrey explained to the reporters at a press conference Tuesday about Alson Jean, 41, who is charged with first-degree murder in the death of Wendy Mancion, 32. That's his cousin. All right. An unoccupied 2020 Freightliner semi-truck was found in the area while cops were speaking to Jean, and he was questioned about whether he was associated with it. He lied initially about owning the truck. Del Toro said, "We later determined the truck came back to an LLC contacted, and the LLC, the owner of the business, he leases the truck to Jean. So that was a bold-faced lie. The fact that he had nothing to do with the truck." All right? So this is troubling and disturbing. Like I told you guys, I'm going to shout it out again. If you don't die from natural causes, if you don't die by accident, look out for a friend, a family member, someone you eat with, someone you drink with, someone you lie down with, have a hand in your death. All right? While speaking to the officer, Jean allegedly stated, "I drive a waste management tractor," and started to walk around from authorities. When asked where he was coming from, he claimed he was just jogging around, gesturing north into circular motion. Torrey explained, and when asked where he lived, he pointed behind himself and said, "On the other side." Cops took a closer look at the semi-truck and observed blood on the exterior, according to Del Toro. A search warrant was executed to get inside, and more evidence of a crime was found, the sheriff said. "Blood all over," Del Toro told reporters. Deputies canvassed the area and recovered a Palmetto State Armour PA-15 rifle. So when they searched the place some more, guys, they found, okay, a armory, PA-15 rifle, a Springfield Hellcat handgun, and a handgun magazines, matching the Springfield handgun. The firearms and magazine were located near Canal and appeared to have been intentionally placed there, according to Del Toro. Inside the truck, cops found a body that was later identified as Monsieur of Coconut Creek. He was confirmed to be Jane's cousin by family. No star. Inside a storage compartment beneath the sleeper, the bed area in the back, deputies located Mention. Tory said the medical examiner conducted an autopsy. Okay, so the medical examiner conducted an autopsy and determined the cause of death is to be a single gunshot wound to the back of the head. So imagine, stranger don't shoot you in the back of the head is your cousin. Basically executional style the way we see it. Jane was taken into custody and police began probing the discovery as of the homicide. According to Del Toro, individual related to Jane, Amancia told investigators that the two of them were riding together from Georgia to Florida. Jane allegedly expressed safety concerns to family members about sleeping in his truck during stops along the road to Florida, and Amancia was keeping him company. So he basically lured the guy to bring him to Florida to say, okay, you could be my company, you could be my partner. Jane was afraid, basically. Del Toro explained, according to the wife, Jane has been kind of paranoid lately, acting kind of erratically. She expressed the fact that they were going to maybe get some mental health treatment for him. Okay, so that means that this guy was mentally ill. That's the excuse. So we believe Mr. Monsieur, his cousin, traveled to Georgia with the intent of accompanying him back here to Florida to just basically keep him company. And for whatever reason, he decided to kill our victim. All right. So basically, he killed his cousin. All right. Messia's last contact with the family was on January 15, according to Del Toro and Messia relatives. Jane was arrested and booked into the St. Lucie County Jail, where he is currently being held without bond. Police are still investigating what caused him allegedly to kill his own cousin. No, sir. It's still under investigation, Del Toro concluded. So basically, this is a first-degree murder. This is a short content because I'm not here to give long-ass content most of the time no these days. I just find that at the end of the day, the content is a lot long. And then when you really think about it, it's just drawing out my time. And then a lot of people don't have patience. So that was the content, people. The cousin killed his own cousin and buried him underneath the bed of the truck. While the cousin was in the truck, the cousin was following this man to Florida, accompanying him to Florida because he's been acting paranoid from the other day and acting a little bit weird. The family also mentioned that they were going to get some kind of help, mental help for the cousin of some sort, and was fail or fault to do it. They said too late. They said that too late. All right. So like I said, two cousins. And one of the cousin ended up killing the cousin and bury him in the bed of the truck. I don't know if you guys heard about the story. This is the biggest story out here now. Family member killing each other. But nevertheless, they claim that the truck driver was acting erratically. For days, he was acting paranoid. They claimed that they were going to try to give him some medical help. But obviously, the medical help didn't come. And he ended up killing his cousin. One shot to the back of the head. Executional style, basically, and buried him in the back of the truck. This is troubling and disturbing, but what can we say? So at this point in time, guys, like I said, if you don't die by natural causes, die by accident, look for a friend, a family member, someone you eat with, someone you drink with, someone you live with, have their hands in your death. So that is the content, people, that I had to come and share with you guys and on this Sunday, on this Wednesday morning. This happened a couple days ago, people, over the weekend, basically. And I wouldn't even say Sunday or Saturday, but this occurred recent. So at the end of the day, guys, that's why I came to unpack the story gratefully. But nevertheless, I have the audio for you guys. So let's unpack the audio so you guys could get a full understanding of the story and the story that I was just speaking about.
Driver on the Treasure Coast accused of murder. The Pompano Beach man was initially arrested after St. Lucie County deputies found blood inside the cab of his big rig in Fort Pierce last week. Well, now the sheriff has revealed the identity of the murder victim. CBS 12 News reporter Antoinette Delbell joining us from the truck stop in Fort Pierce with what investigators have discovered.
This pilot truck stop is where deputies first arrested Olson Jean after finding that blood on his semi, which was abandoned right behind here along South Rock Road. At the time, investigators had no idea that his cousin's body was inside that truck. Inside the cab of this red semi-truck, a gruesome discovery on Friday. Sheriff Richard Del Toro says the driver, Olson Jean of Pompano Beach, shot his cousin, 32-year-old Wendy Monsione, in the back of the head, then hid his body.
So a lot of times, at truck stops, different things like that, they'll take breaks, they'll sleep. So there's a bed back there, and underneath that bed, that's where the body was stored.
The investigation actually began the night before, around 10:30 Thursday, when someone driving along South Rock Road saw Jean acting strangely and called 911.
The caller provided clothing description and advised that a black male was observed lying on the ground and rolling around on the west side of the roadway, behaving erratically.
Could you imagine 1 second? Commercial, I had to meet you guys, sorry.
Road and started asking questions after finding his empty semi in a shallow ditch nearby with blood on the door and inside the cab. He was arrested a short time later.
Throughout this encounter, he provided inconsistent statements regarding his actions.
During their investigation, deputies say they found a rifle and a handgun they believe Jean tried to hide near a canal by the semi-truck. Investigators say Jean was driving his rig from Georgia back to Florida with his cousin. It's still not clear exactly when Wendy Monsione was killed, but deputies believe it happened sometime after he spoke with family around 6:30 that Thursday evening.
After the search warrant was done, we found the body and, conferred with the medical examiner's office. We started putting two and two together.
Deputies still don't know the motive, but this investigation is far from over. The sheriff says they're now testing the guns found by the scene to see if one of them was used in the murder. In Fort Pierce, Antoinette Dalvell, CBS 12 News.
Olson Jean, 41, of Pompano Beach, Florida. And during our initial contact, deputy advised him they had received a call reporting that he had been lying on the ground, and he basically just stated he was taking a breather. When asked where he was coming from, he claimed he was just jogging around, gesturing north in a circular motion. And when asked where he lived, he pointed behind himself and said, "On the other side." So throughout this encounter, he provided inconsistent statements regarding his actions and destination, and was uncooperative with our deputies. Deputies then asked Jean about the unoccupied red tractor trailer located near the intersection of South Rock Road and State Road 70, and he denied any association with this vehicle. And this was key. He stated, "I drive a waste management tractor," and following initial interview, he left the area on foot. We had no reason to really detain him at that point. So following their contact with Jean, deputies shifted their focus to the red tractor associated with him. They observed a dried reddish substance consistent with blood on the vehicle's exterior, including the passenger side door and exterior side step, as well as a significant amount of blood inside the cab. Based on these observations and the potential for life-threatening emergency, deputies conducted an exit search of the vehicle's cab. While the search was being conducted, Jean was observed nearby and made comments regarding the deputy's search of the vehicle, asking them if they needed permission to conduct such a search. As the investigation progressed, deputies and detective corporals linked the tractor to Jean and focused on locating him due to multiple.
Imagine that your cousin accompany you in a truck because you're scared to drive back and forth. We know that it's scary out here when it comes to truck drivers, especially driving in some of those sundown area and neighborhood. We get it. We know driving a truck is very stressful. We know it's very stressful out here as a black man, day to day, especially in customer service delivery and stuff. So we get it. We know that mental illness is around, plaguing the community. But this is your cousin. So what did I say to you? They said earlier he was acting weird, like a weirdo. Okay, some people say it's a weirdo, but obviously he was having some kind of mental issue. They said that in days he was acting erratically. That's what his family said. His family said that they were thinking to go and get some medical assessment, medical attention, medical care for the boy that killed his cousin. Because he was so paranoid, the cousin decided that, oh yeah, I will follow you up to Florida, back and forth, and accompany you. While the cousin was in the truck, he put a bullet in the cousin head, the back of the cousin head, cowardly, and buried him in the sleeper of the truck. So I'm going to shout again quietly, clearly, possible, even loudly, because quiet and loud cannot be in the same room. If you don't die by natural causes, die by sickness, okay? Look out for a family member a friend, someone you eat and drink with, acquaintances, someone that you sleep with, have their hands in your death. You better believe it. Let's continue to unpack.
Unanswered questions. He was located at the Pilot tractor stop on State Road 70, where he initially ignored commands and resisted detention. He was eventually detained and transported to the sheriff's office for further questioning. And throughout this questioning, he was uncooperative and refused to provide clarification regarding the circumstances that led to the vehicle being abandoned along the roadway. So some of the forensic evidence and evidence findings that we had is on January 16th, our crime scene investigators tested the reddish substance on the exterior side step of the red tractor trailer, and it tested positive for human hemoglobin. Deputies canvassed the area near South Rock Road and recovered a Palmetto State Armory PA-15 rifle, a Springfield Hellcat handgun, and handgun magazines matching the Springfield handgun as well. Firearms and magazines were located near a canal and appear to have been intentionally placed there.
But imagine that this man is scared to go to Florida and have 2 guns in that truck. So remember I told you guys, guns can't help you nowadays days. Because if I have 2 guns in my truck, I won't be scared out here. So these are the things what I'm talking about. So a lot of people believe that they're badasses with guns. But yet till here's a man that have semi-gun in his truck, 2 of them, and was scared and still needed someone to accompany him up to Florida. And who accompanied him up to Florida? His cousin. What did he do to his cousin? Put a bullet in the back of the cousin's head and hit him in the truck. Could you imagine? Let's continue.
In this investigation, it was confirmed that Gene was also the owner and operator of the tractor trailer that was found abandoned.
Welcome.
Could you imagine, guys? 1 second. I had to meet you guys because of commercial, okay? Sorry.
On the 2020 Freightliner tractor trailer, inside a storage compartment beneath the sleeper, the bed area in the back, deputies located deceased adult male identified as Wendy Monsione, 32, of Coconut Creek, Florida. The medical examiner conducted an autopsy on January 17, 2026, determined the cause of death to be a single gunshot wound to the back of the head, and ruling the manner of death as homicide. We learned, our investigators later learned that Mr. Monsione had been traveling from Georgia to Florida with Mr. Gene, as Gene reportedly expressed safety concerns to family members about sleeping in his truck during stops along the route to Florida.
I told you.
His last contact with family, Mr. Moncione's, was on January 15, 2025 at approximately 6:40 p.m., after which he has been unaccounted for. So on January 17, 2026, Detective Corporals with the Criminal Investigations Division arrested Olson Gene as a result of this investigation. He's been charged right now with first-degree murder with a firearm, tampering with evidence, as well as obstruction with justice without violence. He remains incarcerated at our jail with no bond, and a $50,000 bond for the tampering charges. No bond for the first-degree murder charge, $50,000 bond for the tampering with evidence charge, and a $500 bond for obstruction. So with that
don't even make no sense for me. Because if the murder charges is no bond, how would he come out and tampering with evidence bond of 50,000? So the man would be just basically paying his money in vain. Some of these bail nonsense don't make no sense for me. That's why they always say stay out of the justice system. Because guess what? He just said on the murder case, murder charge, no bond. But bond and the obstruct and something else. How can you, if there's no bond on the murder charges, that means that therefore you won't be coming out. So what would be the point of a 50,000 bond on obstructing when he can't come out off the... some of these courthouses, I don't know if it's all about the money or I am not listening well. This guy, let's back it up for a second, please. Let's back it up for a second, because maybe sometime I'm going to jump the gun and maybe I didn't hear well. Okay, so let's back it up for a second. Right here. Start it right here, please, and thank you.
Detective Corporals with the Criminal Investigations Division arrested Olson Gene as a result of this investigation. He's been charged right now with first-degree murder with a firearm, tampering with evidence, as well as obstruction with justice without violence. He remains incarcerated at our jail with no bond, and a $50,000 bond for the tampering charges. No bond for the first-degree murder charge, $50,000 bond for the tampering with evidence charge, and a $500 bond for obstruction.
So if there's no bond for the murder, how would he get out bond on obstructing and then $500 bond on something else? How would he get out on those other two if there's no bond on the murder? So what is people doing? Knowing that they don't have no bond but out here still paying money? Or the justice system? Let's continue.
With that, I just want to make it clear, thank you again to our citizen for the See Something, Say Something, reporting this. Without their calling this in, we would never led to this investigation. And I'm just thankful we were able to make an arrest in this case.
So I am going to narrow down this. So remember, after this man killed his cousin, he was in the road acting strange and weird, rolling around in the road because God don't sleep. God don't like ugly. God don't like wicked. So this man, after he killed his cousin, he didn't even plan to say, okay, I am going to go wash the truck or anything of that sort. That man was in the road acting strange. So while he was in the road acting strange, guys, someone saw that and called the police. Hey, police. Hey, police, there's a black guy in the road acting strange. Hey, police. Hey, guys. In the road, there's a black guy in the road acting strange. All right? When they came and asked him where you live, he said, is this your truck? Ba. What you doing here? Da. You guys know what I'm saying. He's basically lying, obstructing justice. When they discovered, they saw some kind of blood in the car, in the truck, and then they discovered to say, oh shit, something is wrong here. So they detained him, searched the truck, and found out that this uncivilized mutt possible have a mental problem, end up putting a bullet in the back of his cousin's head. So do you trust your family members? Do you trust your friends? Do you trust anyone around you in these times? I don't think so. Right? You can't trust anyone, not even your family member. Because this is another cousin put a bullet in the back of his head and hide him under the sleeper. If he wasn't outside rolling on the road or rolling on the street, weird and acting erratic, nobody would have called the police. So you would hear that, oh, I went from Georgia to Florida. My cousin went to the truck stop and I can't find my cousin. Nobody would have realized that he really killed his cousin. So if it wasn't that good Samaritan, some Samaritan that called the police and said, hey, there's a black weird guy out here, please come and check it out, they wouldn't even find the cousin in the sleeper, under the bed of the sleeper or under the sleeper with a bullet wound in his head, dead like a dog. So do you trust your family members? Do you trust your friends? Do you trust people that you eat and drink with and sleep with? I am not sure. So that's the story, guys. Sad to know. Sad to say, but that's the story. Families killing family. So like I said, I'm just here to give you guys a short content. Okay? I'm not trying to stay along with these content nowadays days. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I always try to work my videos and stuff like that. So if you guys don't see me come around with a live, just watch the video, all right? It takes a lot out of me for me to come and sit down here and do content daily, in and out, right? So and stuff like that. So I don't have all day at times to come and unpack the story to you guys, okay? So anyways, let me give you the shorter end of the stick of the story right here, okay? One more time.
You're from Canada,
1 second.
and you have over 10
Murder mystery stretching from North Broward up to Fort Pierce results in the arrest of a 41-year-old truck driver. Late last week, detectives say a disturbing discovery led to his arrest. CBS News' Miss Joan Murray is your reporter in Pompano Beach. She tells us how investigators connected that driver to the crime.
About 100 miles from Pompano Beach on a Fort Pierce back road, investigators said they found a semi-truck cab stuck in a ditch.
This is really just a residential road. It's really strange for a truck to come down this road at all.
Even stranger, St. Lucie County Sheriff detectives say they found blood in and outside the cab. Enough evidence to charge truck driver Olson John of Pompano Beach with first-degree murder with a firearm and tampering with evidence. Lauren Carter, who lives close by, was stunned.
When I heard that there was blood in the cab of the semi, I was like, that's kind of sketchy. Being so close to something that scary.
Detectives accused Jean of killing 32-year-old Wendy Monsione of Coconut Creek. Moncion's family declined to comment. This is a Broward Sheriff's Office arrest photo when he was charged with carrying a concealed weapon in 2021. Detectives say family told them Moncion and Jean are cousins. No one answered at Olsen Jean's Pompano Beach home.
So what do we always say? In America, every day they say it's right to bear arms. Every citizen has the right to bear arms, but that guy was charged for having a gun. So he never went the right way to have the gun. And even now that they charge him with the murder, you never heard that they charge him with having an illegal gun. So in a 2020 something, he had illegal gun, and then now when he killed his cousin, the gun was okay. That make sense for me. And if he already had a charge of having a legal gun, how did he rightfully go get another gun that he's not supposed to have? But obviously, it seems like the gun is on the right page or the right pace, because we didn't hear that they charge him with a legal gun at all. Let's continue. This is troubling and disturbing, but what can we say?
In a statement, the sheriff said this was a violent and senseless crime, and we will pursue